Hello there, welcome to another edition of Matt's Chats. This is a series of short videos where I sit and talk to people in and around the whisky industry to try and bring it to life a little bit more for you. And I'm delighted to be here tonight with Robert Fleming, who's the master distiller of Tomintoul Distillery in Speyside. Thank you, Robert, for talking to me.
You're welcome.
And for those people that don't know about Tomintoul, firstly, where have they been? But could you just describe what Tomintoul is as a distillery and as a whiskey, a single malt whiskey?
Well, Tomintoul is it's quite a relatively new distillery, only built in 1965, and it's in the heart of Speyside, actually within the Glenlivet estate within Speyside. And the reason it was built there was mainly for the water source. The company who built the distillery wanted a very pure, clean water supply. Also, the volume had to be there as well. So they settled on this area next to a spring called the Ballantrae Spring, and they wanted to produce a whiskey that was very light and mellow, not too harsh. And to do that, they even designed the stills to be quite tall, a lot of contact copper, so to produce a very light spirit. So Tomintoul has always been classed as a high grade for blending, because a lot of companies will take the Tomintoul new spirit and mature it obviously for the blends.
Mm-hmm.
When Angus Dundee took over in 2000, Mr. Hillman, his company was predominantly a blending company, and he'd done his homework, and he wanted to procure spirit that was light, mellow, easy drinking, and he did that by buying Tomintoul. The production of Tomintoul, the new spirit production, is the same every day, every week, every month, every year, hopefully. That the quality is the same, except for 6 weeks of the year we produce a very heavily peated spirit as well. But for 40 weeks of the year, the spirit is the same quality. So, and that's a style that we were sort of synonymous with. For other companies' blends, and also for Angus Dundee blends as well.
So it's actually referred to as the gentle dram, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Mr. Hillman coined that phrase when he took one of his customers to Tomintoul in 2000. I selected some 16-year-old from the warehouse, and he'd one of his big customers with him. And after I'd poured out the drams to them, I wasn't facing them at the time, and they went quiet. They went, I'm thinking, what's happened?
It's either good or bad, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure, what the comments were going to be. And both of Mr. Hillman, he's not a big drinker, but he nosed it and he tasted it. He says, "This is the smoothest, mellow whiskey I've ever tasted." He says, "It's a gentle dram." So when we came to, that was a 16-year-old Tomintoul. When we came to bottle the 16-year-old, he said, "I want the gentle dram on the label." So that's what he got. But it's mainly to do with the style, the method of production.
Mm. So we're here tonight because you're celebrating 50 years in the whisky industry.
Absolutely.
So can you just talk us through sort of how you got started in the industry, and also how that journey has taken you to the point where we are here today?
Well, I grew up at a whisky distillery. My father, grandfather, great-grandfather all worked at the Glenlivet, and I keep saying to people, I was born and raised, if you're a golfer, I was born and raised 9-iron from the still house. So I had a fantastic upbringing. There wasn't of children of my age, but I used to be down to the distillery with my dad from about maybe 9-10 years of age, and the guys took me under their wing, and basically I must have been a real pain in the neck to them, but and then I just was fascinated with the sound, the smells, everything. When I left school, I took a year out. I was going to go to university. I took a year out before going to university. I didn't go to university. I took the year out and never went back. So when I joined the distillery, the manager at the time, he made no promises. He just said that you have there's an opportunity starting at the bottom. We'll take you right through the process from cooperage, warehousing, production, right through.
Was this at the Glenlivet?
This is at the Glenlivet, yeah. And in 1983, Chivas Brothers had taken over the Glenlivet company, and their production director had plucked me out and put me onto the training scheme. So that was a fantastic period, because you got experience in other distilleries. So I was at Benriach, Longmorn, Strathyla, Glenkeith, back to Glenlivet. It was an amazing learning curve. And then in 1990, I got a bit itchy feet, and had an opportunity came up to manage my own distillery at Tomintoul. And I took it. 10 years later, the Angus Dundee family came along, and Tomintoul at that time was owned by White and Mackay. So during the 1990s, obviously, with White and Mackay, and then in 2000, I just joined stayed at Tomintoul, just changed companies. And that was a family company. That was 24 years ago, and it's been an amazing journey ever since. An amazing journey up to 2000, but again, it was an amazing journey after that. If you ever get the chance to work for a family company, I would recommend to take it.
Yeah. And how just sort of lost my track there completely. But how did you what does it mean to you to sort of get to 50 years in the industry, would you say?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like 50 years. That's probably the main thing. It's been a thoroughly enjoyable 5 decades. Once you're in the industry, you tend not to leave. I mean, I could have retired 3 years ago, but I love what I'm doing, and it's not just me. I mean, I get a bit slightly embarrassed, maybe the wrong word, at an event such as this tonight, but it's because I've got a really fantastic team. I know it's a little cliche, but I've got a really fantastic team behind it who are just as passionate as I am. But to reach 50 has been quite a... When I started out, I thought I'd probably never reach... it all depended, but I've been very lucky. I've worked for some good companies. I have good people, and as I said, this doesn't seem like 50 years. It's been a really quick 5 decades.
And I've noticed you've said Tomintoul.
Tomintoul, yes.
Rather than Tomintoul, which a lot of people, including me, say. So
I didn't want to correct.
Am I incorrect?
It's Tomintoul.
Tomintoul. Okay.
And we're about 6 miles from the village of Tomintoul, and the people of the village are called Towers. So it's Tomintoul.
So I'll never forget that now. I've been told how to say it properly, Tomintoul. So also, apart from celebrating your 50 years, you have actually put together a special bottling, haven't you, for this occasion?
There's a 50-year-old just been bottled. We took some Tomintoul in
we've got it here,
bourbon casks.
Just to do the reveal from under the table. So just show you here. Just move your glass.
It's been finished in Pedro Jimenez sherry casks.
There we are. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of the colour. I mean, you get the colour obviously from maturation in the bourbon barrels, but when it's put into a sherry, especially a Pedro Jimenez sherry cask, PX sherry is quite. If you go to Jerez and you see a PX cask, it's quite thick and gloopy.
It's almost like treacle, isn't it?
It is. It's liquid raisins.
Yeah.
As soon as you take the PX, and you're just drinking raisins. So to get PX casks from Jimenez Spinola was quite it was a very good move, and we finished the bourbon maturation
I was going to say 50 years in PX would be.
It would be, yeah, no, I think 50 years in PX would be something. It would be like pretty much darker than that.
so this is the majority of its life in.
Majority of its life in ex-bourbon casks, and then transferred into one Jimenez Spinola cask.
And bottled at 40.2.
40.2, yes. It's
just made it.
Just made it. Sweating a bit that if it reached 39.9, we can't do anything with it.
Of course.
But so 40.2, yeah. A lot of the older whiskies, because we've got quite a lot of old whiskies in the warehouse. The older ones, once they've reached maybe 16 to 20 years of age, we monitor them very closely. And because not every old whiskey is, so you monitor it and then you decide when's the best time to bottle it.
And has this been maturing up at the?
This has been matured up at Tomintoul Distillery, yeah.
Which is one of the highest in Scotland.
It's one of the highest. I think it's not the highest. I think we're number 6 in the ranking. I think, yeah, we're. I was on the webcams at the distillery today, and there's snow at the distillery today. I think it's snow in London today as well, but not as much as we would get.
It sort of showed itself a little bit, and that was about it.
I was on this. I was on the distillery webcam today, and yeah, there's a covering a dusting of snow. So that's the beginning. It's going to be a long winter.
And how would you describe the flavour profile of this whiskey?
Again, the flavour profile you're getting quite a. Tasting notes for me are very subjective. Everybody can have them. You could write your own book on tasting notes. So
everyone's got different.
Everybody's got different taste, different palates. But obviously the bourbon influence is going to come through. So you're going to have that vanilla sweetness coming through, and then you're going to have the honey notes coming through, and then you're going to have the sort of the red berry type and the raisiny, obviously because it's a PX cask. So all of those are going to be sort of competing with each other. Which one is more dominant? Again, because it's been in the PX cask for a short time, a lot of the PX influence is coming through. Some of the vanilla notes is less so. The honey notes are still there, but as I say, it's a complex. I'm doing a thing tonight, which hopefully works, about taste and smell. Ian, who's a master blender, his tasting notes are far more flowery than mine. Mine are very, very basic. I go with the nosing wheel and say, well, this is what you get. But everybody's taste, everybody's palate is different. Everybody's nose is different.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome
for spending the time to talk to me. Sounds like there's some cocktails
there is
sort of going on sort of over there.
I heard I think the blender must be making up some Tomintoul cocktails.
But great, thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
Robert, thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much. Thank you.